Now, we talked on this channel ad nauseum about Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders being the possible next franchise quarterback for the New York Giants, but is there another prospect that we're just skipping over? What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. And man, I'll be honest with you, I did not think we'll be having this conversation right now, being that the quarterback class hasn't been very good. But I've seen some Twitter posts, and this is from unconfirmed sources, but they're saying that the Giants have interest in Jaxson Dart. I'm not sure how true that really is, but I figured I'd make a video on it after I go through the film of Jaxson Dart and kind of give you my thoughts on who I think he is as a prospect, and does he fit the New York Giants, and do I want the Giants to draft him at any point in the draft. But before we start, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button for me and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. And we got to thank the sponsors of the channel, BetUS. Be sure to check them out for a 150% sign-up bonus up to $2,000 on your first deposit. Your second and third are 125%. Be sure to use the promo code YouTube150 when you sign up, and make sure to bet responsibly. Alright, so, I heard a lot of talk about this, and those of you that aren't even Giants fans, I guess, can take something out of this, because I'll be kind of going over what I see from Jaxson Dart when I watch him. Now, it's been a couple of days since I've watched him, so I don't really have much of a fresh mind, but I do have my notes on him and what I really feel about him, as well as some statistics. Now, looking at Jaxson Dart's stats, it's really on par with the other top two quarterbacks in this upcoming draft, in Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. He's right there as far as yardage goes, right in the middle, actually, between those two with 4,200. He had an adjusted completion percentage of 77.2, which is higher than any of the quarterbacks, any of the top quarterbacks. His numbers as far as touchdown to interception ratio is also up there as well. Now, not in the 30s, 29 and 6, as opposed to Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, 37 and 39 touchdowns, but also had more big time throws than those two quarterbacks. They both had 28 apiece, and Jaxson Dart had 32 big time throws this season, so that's something of note. Also had the least amount of pressure self-induced with 11.4, as opposed to a high number of Cam Ward, 18.9, and Shedeur Sanders concerning 26.8. And he's more of a rusher than the other two quarterbacks, with 648 rushing yards, as opposed to the other two quarterbacks around 300. So if you were to just judge him as a quarterback looking at statistics, you probably would say, wow, this guy is probably right up there with Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. He should probably be looked at as a possible third overall pick, maybe, by the New York Giants. I'd say let's slow down on that. Now, do I hate Jaxson Dart by any stretch of the imagination? Absolutely not. I actually like him as a quarterback, and he's actually pretty fun to watch on film. There's something fun about a guy that has the tools to eventually be a good quarterback, but you like to see the grind. You like to see, the imperfections, the flaws, and him kind of working through that and kind of adapting to every single play that he's making, to every single play that he's in. Now, a quick rundown of my notes. I'll start with the positives. He has good enough mobility to escape the pocket to either make a play in the air or just run. Now, we'll get how that kind of affects his game in a negative way in just a bit, but I think he has a good throwing release. He throws the ball with touch. He can adjust his arm slots, so similar to Cam Ward, where he can kind of throw a sidearm. He can throw a right overhead for more touch. He can throw in different angles, which is nice to see. And he is absolutely not afraid to zip it over the middle. One thing that is a common trend with these quarterbacks that I've looked at so far in this class, I've only looked at three in this class so far: Cam Ward, Shedeur, and now Jaxson Dart. The common denominator of all three of them is, no matter how accurate, inaccurate, how much arm strength each of these quarterbacks have, they have utmost confidence. I've never seen a class so far that has so much confidence in throwing the football, where they are willing to make the play no matter what. I guess you could say a gunslinger mentality, but sometimes gunslingers are a little bit more reckless, so I don't want to reuse that word, but they're just confident. They want to go out there and make the play, and they do it. They don't hesitate. They don't pull up on the ball. They see somebody open. It doesn't matter if they're on the run. They're going to rip that thing no matter if it's, tight coverage or whatever the case is. If the guy's open, he's going to, trust his receiver to make the play, and he trusts his own ability to make the play. So I like that in these young quarterbacks. There's always a couple of quarterbacks that pull up on throws. They miss their reads because their processing is way off, and I just think there's a good sense of confidence coming from this quarterback class. Now let's get into a little bit of the negatives. Now, if you ask me who he more compares to, Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, I'd say he's like a lesser version of Shedeur Sanders. I don't want to take anything away from Jaxson Dart, but he kind of reminds me of Shedeur Sanders a little bit. It doesn't have the greatest arm strength. I don't know who has the better arm, to be honest with you. Jaxson Dart just set a Senior Bowl record as far as like the hardest throw, as far as miles per hour go, the fastest throw as far as miles per hour goes. So I think it was like 70 something miles an hour, and Josh Allen previously had the record with like 62 miles an hour. I don't think he has that great of an arm, better than Josh Allen by any stretch, but I guess I could say that consistently Jaxson Dart has the better arm as far as arm strength, but accuracy, he also has the accuracy and ball placement probably better than Cam Ward at this point. But I think Shedeur just takes it as far as arm talent goes. As far as accuracy, ball placement, things like that. I think Jaxson Dart has some inconsistency, but has a decent, like I said, can adjust his throws as far as arm slots or arm power goes, where he just doesn't bullet everything. That's nice to know, but I could see a little inconsistency as far as his accuracy and ball placement. If you look at his deep throwing down the field, I don't think he has the greatest arm, to be honest with you. If you watch him and his footwork, I don't think it could be not even arm strength thing. It could be just how he's throwing the ball, because you can see his leg, every time he throws the ball, his leg props up a little bit, and that's kind of an indicator that they're kind of throwing their whole body into the throw, and that causes their leg to pull up a little bit. If you see guys like Cam Ward or guys that have a above average to really good arm, their leg isn't pulling up at all. They're almost effortless when they throw the football. It's very smooth. Jaxson Dart, you can tell that he kind of puts a little bit more oomph into his throws to try to get more power. He doesn't really rip his hip like as you should to not put too much stress on your arm, and you can see that kind of transpire in a lot of his deep throws where they kind of come up a little bit short. I'll try to put as much film as I can, guys, but YouTube or college football, the SEC division really comes after us content creators. They will absolutely, mark everything, and they'll try to take down my video or not monetize it, so I apologize for that. I'll try to put as much film as I can to kind of give examples to what I'm talking about. But another thing is that he tucks the ball a lot to go run instead of like looking for open. He's had amazing throws on the run, and I forgot to put that in the positives before I really talk about the negative of it. He's made some insane plays on the run. He's made some insane. That's why I'm talking about the confidence of him. Like, he's very confident. He'll make a play across the field and just jump and throw a pass because he trusts his guy to make the catch, and his guy does. Like, he would throw pop-up balls that are completely backyard football looking and complete it. I mean, it's just like, wow. I don't know if it's going to hold up in the NFL, but it's fun to see it in college. But too many times when the play breaks down and he's forced to go off script, it's not like Cam Ward or Shedeur where these guys are scramblers. These guys has the mobility to escape the pocket, but they're always looking to throw. He kind of gets flustered, a little nervous. He'll just see the pressure. He steps up, tucks it, and just runs. Even if he gains a yard or two, he's just going to tuck it and run. I've seen him do that on multiple occasions, kind of gives up on the play and just says, I'll do it myself. Maybe that's something that he can, learn to not do, but I don't know. It's not something you can really just like teach somebody to do. It's all about instincts. All about instincts and your priorities. And if you could switch that into the NFL, that would be great. Another thing is the offense that he's in does not help him in his transition into the NFL. He's from that Lane Kiffin offense. If you guys are very familiar with it, it's just RPO, very heavy RPO. And if you guys know what RPO is, it's just like one read. You're making a read. You're slant, post, out route, flat route, something where you're just play action, looking to see if that guy is open. If not, hand the ball off or keep it yourself to run, or play action, throw it to your first read. He seems a little bit of a slow processor when that kind of, like I said, the play breaks down. He's not able to consistently go through every single one of his reads, scan the field, find the open guy, and make the throw. If the first one or two reads are not open, he's probably tucking and running it. That's something that a lot of quarterbacks, if they do not develop that at all, you're not going to find much of any quarterbacks that cannot process well, be successful in the NFL. He has to learn how to process a lot better, stay more cool, calm and collected, and take your time and find those open reads. So I don't know how much he's set up for success in the NFL. Yeah, he put up a lot of great numbers in that Lane Kiffin offense. Those type of heavy RPO offenses work in college football. The defenses aren't as advanced, talented. You're going into the NFL where you're playing with the best guys. These cornerbacks are faster than wide receivers, a lot of them are. So they're going to break on the ball. They play great coverage. They disguise their coverages. They bait you. They do everything they can to get a young quarterback off their game, and I don't know if that's going to be something that he's going to be successful with in the NFL, is be more of a pro-style offense. He doesn't drop back at all. He's straight from the gun at all times, gun, pistol, running those RPOs, running option plays. So I don't know if it's going to be great for him at the next level. Now, does he fit the New York Giants? I'd be honest with you, no. And I know Brian Daboll loves to run RPOs, right? That's a part of Brian Daboll's offense. That is not all of Brian Daboll's offense. Brian Daboll, as much as a lot of people like to crap on him for his play design, you're just not watching a lot of film if you think that he has terrible play designs. He's a good play designer, okay? Say what you want about him as a head coach. He's a hell of a play designer. He makes a lot of great route concepts. He takes advantage of a lot of great route concepts. And it can be pretty advanced. These route concepts, intertwine with each other. They force other routes to get open. One route does one thing for another route to get open. He kind of mixes everything in there. Mesh, dagger, flood. Everything you can imagine is in a Brian Daboll's offense, and he uses it, a lot, right? He'll spam it a lot of the time. It's a very, versatile offense, and it's going to take a lot of processing and reading to do those sort of things. Yes, is he going to excel in the RPO game? Sure, but like I said, that's just a part of Brian Daboll's offense. It's not something that is necessarily the focal point of, they ran a lot of RPO with Daniel Jones because he had the size and the running ability to do so. Daniel Jones is probably a perfect RPO quarterback where you're not trying to get him to throw the ball deep all the time. You want him to make a read, and you can trust his legs if he needs to pull it and run to gain some extra yardage. Jaxson Dart is a little bit undersized. I believe he's coming in at 6'1", just about 6'1", maybe close to 6'2", and he's, I think, 220 some odd pounds. I didn't think that he would be that much heavier than initially. I think a lot of people thought he was going to come in around like 210, somewhere around there. So bigger than initially expected. But like I said, I don't know if he really fits the Giants. Would I want the Giants to draft him? If they miss out on Cam Ward or Shedeur, I'm not even sure I want Shedeur with the third overall pick. But if the Giants miss out on, let's say, both of these guys, and the Giants get Travis Hunter with the third overall pick, I don't think I would hate a Jaxson Dart pick. I don't think I would hate it. I just think the Giants have a lot more needs, and the quarterback class next year should be a lot better. You kind of just got to swallow the pill and move on. I don't know how I feel about Jaxson Dart. I feel like we have these quarterbacks every single year that are like, man, I like this guy. If he could just do this, just work on this, if he goes to this situation with this type of coach and sit for this amount of years, he's going to be a great quarterback. You're at that point, you're just banking on everything working out. Like, he won't have to start for in 3 years, and he's going to get the perfect coaching, and he's going to understand everything to a T. He's going to adjust to a pro style offense with absolutely no setbacks, right? Because he's not used to a pro style offense. I don't know if that's all going to work out. So if you ask me, I like Jaxson Dart. I'm rooting for him. He's probably one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch besides Cam Ward. But I don't think I want him for the Giants, to be honest with you. I don't think I do. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys like Jaxson Dart? Do you think he could be the next Giants franchise quarterback? Or would you guys just want to wait and see what we can get next year? You guys marching for Arch? You guys marching for Arch? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoy. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And we'll see you guys in the next video.